Whenever you're ready, Jennifer. Whenever you're ready, Jennifer. Come on in.
Hi, Mike.
Hey.
Hi, Jennifer with Sorrel. Nice
Hey, Jennifer.
to meet you.
Yeah, why don't you take a seat? You bet.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come speak with me.
Not a problem.
Driving down, oh my gosh, what a beautiful area. So much to do outside,
Right?
I'm sure.
Yeah, God's country.
Right? Skiing,
Yep.
hiking.
Yep. Mountain
yeah.
biking, bird watching.
Yeah,
everything.
Any boating?
Oh yeah, yeah. We just actually, it's a semi-funny story. On Monday, Tuesday. What is today? Today's Wednesday. Monday afternoon, I took my pontoon out with a friend, and I keep it on the Mississippi, and I was helping him take his dock out.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a big pole, like a 20-foot pole that keeps the dock in, and so we have to take this post puller where you kind of winch it up, and the pole goes all the way up. It's a big, heavy one, so it goes 20 feet in the air.
Sure.
And as soon as it comes out of the coupling, you got to lean it back down the dock, and it got away from us. And I was on the edge of the dock, and it was coming right at me. So I'm like, screw this. So I pushed the pole away, and I had to I dove into the river with all. It was cold. Yeah, I almost drowned because it was so cold, but I made it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
good
Yeah.
to hear.
And then we lost the pole, and then we had to dive down to get it, and it was
Well, at least you're able to get out now.
Yeah, it was a good
which
beer
is
story.
Coming, so,
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, like I said, thank you so much for taking time on your day to meet
Sure.
with me. I know you're extremely busy, so
Right.
might as well start asking you a few questions.
Yep.
All right, so could you please describe the current customer base at Duluth Trading Co.?
Sure. So it's the brand, as you know, is not completely new, but it's newish to the majority of the population. And so we've really tried to speak to a group of people that haven't been spoken to in a while, which we're saying are everyday Americans. So these are outdoorsy folks or people that are not so concerned with. They're more functional than fashion, but they also want to have some kind of a emotional attachment to it. And so it's not. And again, this is a good brand, and so we don't want to talk bad about the competition, but it's not a Carhartt and it's not a North Face. We'd like to say we're somewhere in the middle.
Sure.
And so our customer base are kind of hardworking folks that are pretty, that they treat their clothing and accessories pretty roughly because they're constantly using it. So it's not like they're just using it to go to the movies, right? They're working in it, and that's our core demographic. Are people that are really using the material.
Sure. And how about females? I know Duluth Trading Co. is definitely more focused heavily on males.
Right.
What are you seeing with customers?
Well, we are starting to transition to get a little bit better mix because we know that we are heavy on the male demographic. And so we're treating the female demographic much like the male demographic, but just with a little bit more fashion.
Sure.
And so, but again, we're looking for products that are durable, that they're going to be used. These are people that might be working out on the farm or the country or working in the factory, or even just kicking around on the weekends. And so that whole female demographic is something that we're really trying to establish. And again, it's to a large percentage of the population that no one's really talked to before, and that's who we want to talk to.
So with the current inventory at Duluth Trading Co., do you believe that that's kind of limiting the female interest and enthusiasm?
For sure. I mean, the perception is that we're kind of a dude company, and so we're trying to build the image and then fill that image with inventory.
Sure.
And then so we're trying to transition the mix on the floor of our stores right now to get some more female products in there.
So you believe definitely that products offered with fashion and functionality will definitely appeal to the female base.
For sure.
Important.
Yep, absolutely. And that's a good way of saying it is fashion and functionality.
Okay, great. So then, if offering functional and fashionable women's winter boots at Duluth Trading Co., what would be the benefit to current and future customers?
So right now, women kind of are stuck when it comes to boots. So they're either like, the Uggs, which
Sure.
I would argue aren't very functional, but some say they are.
Very
but,
popular.
Yeah, but very popular and very expensive and limited in spaces that sell them. And then you have on the other end, you could go to Fleet Farm and get a pair of like rubber boots that aren't very functional but are relatively inexpensive. And so again, we're looking for something in the middle, and that's exactly what our demographic is looking for, is something that, for lack of a better term, is kind of cute, but also you're going to be able to, wear the crap out of, and it's not going to break down, and the soles aren't going to go out, and it's not going to leak, and it's not going to stain. So there's got to be a good chunk of durability to it as well.
Sure, great. All right. Well, I believe I have a lot of information to take back to the office with me, look at it with the team, and maybe I could shoot you an email, and maybe we can meet up again sometime in December, and we can really demonstrate the value that Sorel can bring to Duluth Trading Co.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, great. Thank you so much for meeting with me.
You bet.